Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer. People wanted to see more, we're going to do more. Unfortunately, I had a couple of people ask for Wood Elves. That is the only DLC I don't own, but we'll, next time it's on sale, I'll look into it. We'll see if we can't get that hooked up. But for now, we're going to be playing as the Empire, because I almost never play as, like, the human forces in a fantasy setting, and it's kind of like an interesting idea. And we're going to be playing as this dude whose face is metal. That's pretty sick. We're on very hard, all this stuff is true. I kind of want to play as Karl Franz because I think campaign movement range is the best thing in the universe, but we're not going to do that for a reason that I will explain when we actually get in. So hey, let's watch this.
The drums of war never cease. For the old world lies in great peril.
That's a pretty stealthy horse.
A strong leader is needed to unite the Empire, the greatest of mankind's nations. As gods battle for the world's fate, I make my own humble contribution. In the employ of the newly anointed Emperor. Even now, we make haste to the Emperor's ancestral capital. For the demented Rachnic Spiderclaw leads an attack on Altdorf's walls. My charge is Karl Franz, the true wielder of Gal Maraz. But as he fights to secure his status as Emperor, will his reign strengthen the nation? Or lead it to ruin?
Okay, so I'm not a Warhammer fantasy guy. My game is 40k, although, if we're being honest, my game is Blood Bowl, and sometimes I have played 40k. But I know a little bit about what's happening here. So basically the deal is, the old Emperor died or was deposed or some garbage.
The greenskins scurry back to their dirt holes, Lord.
I guess we'll listen to him, then I'll explain.
It remains a time of crisis for the Empire. Secessionists, hostile to the election of Emperor Karl Franz, are trying to form a breakaway province to the south. We need a stable empire if you are to study the arcane texts. You must put an end to their senseless revolt.
Yeah, the problem with this revolt is it makes it so I don't have time to read.
To the north, Boris Todbringer of Middenheim, a bitter rival of the recent election, plots openly against the Emperor. Be warned that should diplomacy fail, war with Todbringer will be unavoidable. Be sure to build your forces. In all the Empire, there is none more powerful than you, Supreme Patriarch. Show the Emperor's enemies your arcane might.
Okay, I will. Are we done with the flyover? Alright. So basically the deal is there was an election for some reason. I don't know that part. I guess that's an important part of the story. I maybe could have looked this up. There was an election for some reason. Karl Franz was elected the new emperor, and roughly half of the people, they're like, they don't have open elections. They're elector counts, the counts of all the different little areas here. And we can actually look at the map on this. We'll come back to this. All right. All of this stuff is the Empire. Sorry, not this part. All of this other stuff is the Empire. The Count, the leader of each one of these areas, gets a vote for Emperor. And apparently the election was very contentious. People in the comments can maybe fill this in a little bit. But, so, Karl Franz was declared the Emperor, and then immediately everybody went, no. Fuck this election. I'm breaking off. I'm going to be my own thing. So, our starting goal here is we just kind of got to reunite things. And actually, I bet that's our other goal as well. Yeah, control all these provinces of the Empire by direct ownership or through vassals and military alliance. Reclaim Sylvania from the vampires, because that's where they're vampiring at. And destroy those vampires and, yeah, deal with chaos. Okay. Well, that sounds easy. There's a lot of territory that we got to control. So, why didn't I play as Karl Franz if I think Karl Franz has the best bonuses? Because of this. There's an Empire office system. Each one of these little offices gives you certain bonuses. Some of them are just, you fill them with your lords. Some of them give bonuses to the lords, but others, like Treasurer, give you large faction-wide bonuses just for having the office filled. Karl Franz is always in the office of Emperor, which gives no bonuses whatsoever, and can't be moved out. So if you play as Karl Franz, you start with all of the other offices empty. If you play as anybody else, you get to make them Treasurer and have 5% more money at the beginning of the game. Hooray. He can also be a Castellan Engineer. Actually, maybe that's the one, though. Hold on. How do I... Balthazar Gelt, get out of there. Oh, I can't assign him to a different office this turn. Alright, we'll wait till next turn before we build any buildings. Excuse me. So, what's the story with Balthazar Gelt here? He's a gold man, which is cool. He's a transmuter. He turns stuff into other stuff. It's like, that's pretty cool, I guess. This is not going to come into play. But he does give me an impetus to use wizards, which I think is probably a good thing, because I very rarely do. So we're going to try to use wizards a little bit more. He can get a cool Pegasus, and he has the lore of metal. Every wizard in the Warhammer universe, every human wizard, sort of has to stick to one kind of magic, because if you use more than one kind of magic, that's bad. I don't know what it is. This is another one of those things where the Warhammer Fantasy people can maybe fill some stuff in the comments. But I know that humans are supposed to stick to one kind of metal. So he does metal, one kind of magic. So he does metal magic, which is probably cool. I don't have a huge amount of experience with it. We also got to start with a mortar. That seems alright. So, at the beginning of the game, Reichland, this region, is mostly controlled by secessionists. That's a real problem for me. We need that. We need all that. So... the secessionist army here only has 6 units, and they don't have a sweet metal wizard, so I think we would probably just take them, right? Man, I hope I don't lose right away. I guess I should actually look at our quest now. Okay, beat up Empire secessionists, get paid for it. Sounds like a plan. So my understanding of the Empire... yeah, I'm not going to resolve that. We got him. My understanding of the Empire is that we're sort of a jack-of-all-trades, master of none kind of thing, but you saw in the opening cinematic, we can build tanks that are powered by steam, which is amazing and ridiculous, so I'm very much looking forward to that. Well, we can execute these guys for their treason to give our dudes a leadership boost, but I think, actually, I'm gonna take on any man who is willing to be taken on. Capture and occupy Grunberg. The breakaway city of Grunberg lies relatively undefended. Yeah, how undefended is relatively? It has a 5-unit garrison. Yeah, we could probably take that. Unfortunately, I think he might be close enough. We're definitely going to take campaign movement range first, but then we'll get into the magic. It might be... yeah, these guys are close enough to defend it. Can I, if I end my turn in my province, I'll get a little bit of replenishment over the end of the turn. And then we will, I guess we can do some local recruitment. There's no reason not to. So these Free Company militia, I've never had a good experience with these guys. Or what I should say is, fighting against these guys, I've always found them to not be very threatening. So, I've never thought they were very impressive. Why don't we just pick up some sword and shield dudes? Do we have armor-piercing projectiles on these guys? Hold on, let's pin this in place. What is the deal with their missile damage? Only 2 of their damage pierces armor. Okay, that seems very bad then. Right, because our basic dude... Well, I guess he only has 40 armor, but still. Yeah, screw these guys. I'll just bring more swords to the table. I'm very curious to see how the new Norskin factions are going to affect gameplay with the other factions. Alright. They're fleeing for another secessionist town. That's fine by me. We'll take Grunberg and we'll figure things out from there. Should be quite easy now.
Just war.
Hell yeah. Okay, easy enough. Obviously, we're not going to sack or loot it. We need... First of all, we need this town to be intact, and secondly, we need the people not to hate us. Okay, a regiment of renown, the heart of any battle, and the embodiment of Sigmar's will as they heroically engage the foe. So Sigmar is sort of a legendary figure that founded the Empire and made friends with the dwarves, which had apparently been a problem for man in the past, and then, I guess, rode off to have some big adventure with his dwarf buddy and never returned. And Galmaraz, the weapon that you heard mentioned in the opening cinematic, is his hammer, I think. And I know it said that Karl Franz is the wielder of Galmaraz, but he actually doesn't start the game with it. He has to earn it through a quest. All right, well, we've taken Grunberg. We're doing it, man.
Grows your eminence.
Yes, I have 2 whole cities.
Still abound in this world. The Empire remains divided, and marauding greenskins still threaten your lands. Further afield, there are rumors of a dark force rising in the east, spreading the taint of undeath. You must remain vigilant.
You know, I get that we're not super fans of vampires, but I don't know if the taint of death is particularly better or worse than the taint of undeath. Those that would break away from the rule of the Emperor are nothing but tenacious. I was expecting that to end with an insult. They have sent a request for assistance to their allies in the north, and this appeal has been answered with covert detachments of men. Our spies have revealed the massing of a military force in the Bloodpine Woods. Take the fight to them before they can grow into an army. We'll get a crummy sword, and also a free wizard. Okay. Oh, wow. That's some siege weapons. So what, they have a captain guy, and okay. We can do this, but we're going to have to probably build up this army a little bit more. So let's get some magic. A bombardment spell, large strike area, strong versus a unit, weak versus a single combatant. Yeah, so our wizard is a siege weapon, basically.
I am ready. Are you? Empire's blessings, yes.
So we don't really need spears if we're not planning to run into cavalry, and I don't think I saw any cavalry in that quest. Yeah. Swords and shields beat spears in combat, generally. I guess the value of having some ranged units is that they allow us to engage more men, basically, at the same time. But I'm gonna do this. Okay, so let's talk about some other stuff. There's nothing to build in Grunberg. We can't actually move back to Altdorf right now, but I am going to make him the Castellan engineer for now. So, the region that he's in gets a construction cost bonus. That should be helpful. We're going to have to spend about 6,000 gold in Altdorf real fast. So let's look at the map here. We've dealt with the most immediate problem. So we're surrounded by people who were once allies, pretty much. Middenheim, owned by Midland, is the capital of the guy who I think was the other sort of leader in the election. He doesn't care for us too much. It looks like Talabheim, or Talabekland, is maybe friendly enough. We gave them battle support? These might be semi-randomized or before the game, just to kind of give you a little bit of a difference from game to game, because I seem to remember the one game I played as Empire right after I got Total War Warhammer, having a sort of a different group of friends and enemies here. Some of the Empires liked me quite a bit more or less than we're seeing here. Well, let's see, the ones with green faces, let's see if we can maybe get some assurances from them. We don't need to be fighting everybody around us all at once. Hey, Sterland.
Greetings, my countrymen. You come in peace on this fine Marktag?
Probably. So we actually already have military access and a non-aggression pact. Let's see if they'll trade. We don't really have anything to trade them, so I guess there's not a huge amount of value in that for them. How about you guys? What's our deal with you guys?
Welcome, my countrymen.
Okay, they are super down for trade. Let's see if they'll also give us military access. It's really inconvenient to not be able to move my armies through other people's land. Okay, cool. Look at that, we're doing it. Diplomacy is the easiest thing in the world. Alright. Who else feels positively about us? That was it, right? Yeah, Midland doesn't love us. Ostland doesn't love us. Wissenland doesn't love us. I'm assuming that there's no diplomacy possible with these goblins. Alright, so our first problem, obviously, is the uniting of Reichland. Our second thing, I think, is going to have to be conquering Marienburg. Listen, it's not like I feel the need to strike out at every adjacent free state, although obviously I'm the Emperor, come on. But Marienburg, the port of Marienburg controls access to this river. It's incredibly valuable, and I think we're going to need the money.
What?
Alright, so this quest battle looks easy enough. We'll get there. So on this turn, what I'm going to do is move back over the border into Altdorf. We can plan to approach Helmgart via this pass rather than over the road. And as I swing through Altdorf a little bit, we can build some stuff. Take advantage of the Castellan engineer. Hey, public order is really in the toilet. Well, provincial instability is a problem. Oh, okay, it turns out we don't actually have that much stuff to build. We're 5 turns off of being able to upgrade Altdorf to level 3. Ugh. Oh, technology. Yeah, so we can't research any technology. All of our technology is related to buildings. So, any building that has this little symbol on the side of it unlocks some technologies. I think we obviously have to make the rally field. Do I want to expand Grunberg? I guess Grunberg already has the growth building in place. That's like, growth is our number 1 priority. Sorry, growth is our number 2 priority. Our number 1 priority is not having the Empire fall apart.
Let us begin.
Alright, we should probably get as far as we can here without switching into marching stance, because we need to keep recruiting. Yeah, we have a significant income surplus. Our force is not going to be particularly diverse at the beginning here. You know, we just force. Just force, lots of dudes.
Not likely.
Actually, maybe lots of dudes isn't going to do it. They kind of have a lot of guys. Alright, yeah, whatever, we'll figure it out. So there's not really any reason for him to still be a Castellan engineer, I guess. We're not going to be building anything major in the next couple of turns, so why don't we re-office him? Alright, as long as we have a treasurer, we're just making more money, making more trade.
Do not waste my potential.
So they have 10 plus 8 plus 5 units,
I
man.
am the Supreme Patriarch.
I'm a little concerned about that. Well, we can definitely fill up. We could go back and do the quest battle instead. It was fairly easy, right? Reinforcements expected, though. Well, let's do this once we have a full army. I guess we should get some ranged units. Probably. We should probably get some ranged units.
Very well, I will do this.
I don't love these guys, but we'll also grab a couple units of spears. I think we'll maybe finish the army with another unit of spears, because we're not running into horses now, but we will eventually. And how long until that rally field is finished? Next turn? Okay. I actually wonder if it maybe is a good idea just to go back to Altdorf and wait for the rebels. Are we splitting his forces? Dwarves have confederated Barak Var. It's turn 5. Wow, what is going on over there?
I will not obey.
Okay, so he has 16 units to my 19, and I bet he doesn't have a cannon, or a mortar rather. +2 experience for recruits. That is definitely something you'd want to get early. +5 leadership for infantry units, or +5% speed. Well, yeah, let's pick this up. Recruiting more experienced troops is a big deal. You get some pretty hardy stat bonuses out of being experienced. I think we should be able to take Helmgart.
I am the Supreme Patriarch. I shall be victorious.
Yeah, we're not gonna loot or sack any of these cities.
Affirmative.
Doing so gives you a small amount of money, but it also causes people in the province to hate you, and it damages the towns. If you're just going to take them over, you should just take them. Okay, boy, we do not need a training field. So we'll demolish that. We'll build something else in Helmgart.
Yes.
Alright, +4% armor-piercing damage map-wide. That actually sounds pretty good. We're going to be fighting a lot of armored units as we continue to deal with other men, so... What does this line do? Oh, wow. Gelt's command of magic is so strong he's able to improve the armor of his entire force. Okay, and he has some stuff specifically for these pistol units that I've never been a fan of. Extra missile damage for luminarchs and steam tanks. I'm very excited about using steam tanks. A big research rate bonus? Man, we should go up this tree once we have a little bit of magic. This stuff looks really good. So Plague of Rust lowers enemy armor. A glittering robe that gives armor and leadership. Blowing on a glimmering golden whistle, the wizard summons the spirit of Gehenna's metal hounds to hunt down his prey. Yep, that's the one. Listen, if you're not making all of your choices based on the flavor text, I don't even know what to say to you. Okay, so now we have access to that second level recruitment building. We could get some people who have some slightly better range, but still are not fantastic against armor, I'm assuming. Oh, I mean, they have twice as much armor-piercing damage.
Yes.
I guess let's finish off the army with a unit of archers. So now we have 4 ranged units. And these guys are like okay in melee, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is good for now. Yeah, next turn we'll build something in Helmgart before Gelt leaves to take advantage of his construction bonus. This early part of the game, reuniting Reichland, is, I think, supposed to be pretty easy. I know that the computer traditionally has trouble with it. So much so that they made it so the Empire AI just starts with all of Reichland. Alright, so what do we have access to here? The stables, which will give us various types of cavalry. I'm sorry, grenade launchers? Can't attack air, but grenade launchers, so that's maybe a priority. And then eventually we can get demigriffs, which are cool. The Reichsguard have their own building. Okay, it provides 2 units to the garrison, though. That's really nice. As we level this up, we're going to get access to handgunners, which are a lot better against armored units. Great swords, which are pretty good against armored units. And the Empire Captain, who's our other hero type, aside from Battle Wizards. And then Great Cannons, Hellstorm rocket batteries, steam tanks. I really want to get to steam tanks. I'm very excited to use these. I played a little bit with Empire, like I said before, but I didn't get or use steam tanks at all during that time. So we could build a weaving house. That's a significant amount of income for a first level building. But I kind of think I really just want to focus on growth right now.
The Empire.
So now that we have Helmgart, we are adjacent to Bretonnians. That's actually probably good for us in the long run, but we gotta...
You down, scum, if your words displease me.
We gotta get them on our side. First of all, because I don't want there to be any risk of me getting attacked from behind, and secondly, because I want another trade partner. Let's give them a gift. Ooh, 4288's harsh, but yeah, I'll give them a medium gift. It is no grail, but you... Yeah, most things aren't. I'm sorry, did you think I was going to give you the grail? I don't have that. Alright, Altdorf's going to be upgradable next turn.
I am ready.
And we maybe should chill for another turn. Just kind of let this replenishment happen. I suppose we're giving the secessionists time to prepare, but also they might have bigger problems than us. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, reuniting Reichland is supposed to be easy, but after this it's going to get trickier, I think. Oh, what is this? He just completely ignored them. Did the secessionists make a deal with the Greenskins? Oh man, now they're guilty of two kinds of treason. After we hang them, we're going to put their bodies in front of the firing squad. Alright, oh, we should look at our legendary lords. So how do we recruit the other legendary lords of our faction? We have to build a Temple of Sigmar and confederate with another faction. Both of these guys are, as far as I'm aware, pretty excellent combat units and leaders, so... we also have... Okay, we have 4 types of heroes. We have warrior priests and empire captains. Sorry, battle wizards are pretty much what you think they are. Empire captains are the standard melee hero. Warrior priests have, I believe, spells that have a pretty long cooldown but don't require any winds of magic. And I don't really know what's up with a Witch Hunter, except that the Witch Hunter is really fun to play in Vermintide. And everybody should play Vermintide. That game is great. Wow. Look at the... Plus 40% all buildings from all regions in this province. Plus 20% income from all regions in adjacent provinces. Altdorf is a very good city. Now let's get that going.
I am the Supreme Patriarch.
So those orcs are just sitting here in ambush mode. Why don't we move out of the city? I'm not going to go over there. That's not a very smart trap. I'm not falling for that. But let's get this done, I guess. It's a nice cheap teleport. I think we can do this. Ooh. This balance of power bar is considerably more conflicted than the one on the quest screen was. Whatever, we'll figure it out. So what does he have? He has a lot of siege weapons. This is actually a little awkward because we don't yet have access to cavalry. The way I would traditionally deal with a large amount of siege weapons is by cavalry rushing them. This battle map is strange. Yellow is our setup area and red is the enemy's. Oh, I guess this is playing out as an ambush. Because I've had this happen to me before. They catch your troops walking and then... The Empire must fight against its own kind for survival within the bounds of the Empire itself. We must be wary, for there are more than traitors lurking in Bloodpine Woods. So we need to convince somebody to confederate with us. If we want to get Karl Franz. I'm not sure exactly what the best way to do that is. I think my experience has been that forces are usually much more likely to confederate if they think they're about to lose the game. They would rather confederate with you than be crushed by their enemies, so... Maybe we're just going to have to wait for an opportunity. Vampires to push on Stirland or something. I suppose we could engineer that. Alright. Wipe out the forces of Middenheim for daring to oppose our rule. So yeah, we've caught them troop training. Okay, well, their siege weapons are going to be completely useless then. So I suppose their most dangerous forces are actually these normal swordsmen up here at the front, and I guess this guy. I'm going to go out on a limb here and assume that Gelt is not a great melee combatant. He is supreme, though. It's hard to argue with that. So we'll put our great swords in a position here to... I guess we'll just line the swordsmen up. Yeah, put our great swords in a position to engage with their most dangerous troops immediately. Where do I want these guys? I guess... Actually, hold up. Let's move some of these swordsmen back. And we'll put our ranged troops right here. Now, let me try that again. There we go. Put our ranged troops right here. And we'll just open up on these guys while we move swords forward. Missile cavalry are great for harassment. But I don't know that they're actually even going to be necessary here. Yeah, the mortar can sit back. Yeah, listen. I'm no expert tactician or anything, and I will never pretend to be one. But this looks like it might be pretty easy. I'm assuming that the reinforcements are what make this an interesting battle. Yeah, no, just let them have it. And everybody else just kind of march forward in a block until we are in engagement range. So we'll grab all these guys and just be like, go. I'm going to get behind them with the, even if the cavalry doesn't do anything, just being behind the enemy leeches their morale, because it's not very difficult to conceive of why you would not want a bunch of guys to be behind you, potentially hitting you in the back. It's very distracting. Spears just go forward, and Gelt gets to cast a cool spell. Let's do this hounds thing. Hounds sound neat. I like hounds. Yeah, it's like right. There's gonna be a little bit of cast time, so I'm trying to put it. They're gonna turn toward us, right? So my hidden units are revealed. Oh wow! Look at that. A tough start to the day for the secessionists. Yeah, wow. That's actually not doing very much damage, but it sure is terrifying to look upon. I should probably have issued, like, run orders. So let's just get a couple units of swords into their siege weapons, screw things up, and the rest of us just engage. We'll put our cavalry on the archers, try to get them to stand and fight so that we can take care of them. I'm assuming that our free militia, our free company guys, and I'm assuming our ranged units will not shoot my dudes in the back, that they will stop if that looks like it's going to be a problem, but I guess I don't actually know that. I should probably stand Gelt over here, where he can... I suppose I just ordered some dudes to move in on that. Maybe don't. Well... Alright, hold on. Cannon, don't fire anymore for a moment. Oh no, our lord got hit by artillery fire. Okay, we're kind of having trouble actually getting in here. I've created a big blockage of my own dudes. Where is Gelt? Hey, Gelt. There's a lot of enemies here who could use a little bit of attention. Yeah, wow. Okay, that's pretty effective if you drop it on a bunch of guys who are stuck in place. Alright, fold in on these guys, get them surrounded. Their archers are terrified and mostly on the run. How is that cannon still firing? Would you guys please handle the cannon? Yeah, so we've got them from both sides. They're losing decisively. I wonder if we can steal their cannons. Or their mortars. I keep saying cannons. Please don't let them do that. We don't really need to pursue the fleeing enemies too much. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm being perfectly honest. This kind of feels not heroic. I get that these guys are committing treason and we have to secure the borders of the Empire and whatever, but like, this feels like using a bazooka to swat a fly a little bit, and that... Alright, maybe this is the thing that's going to make it a real battle. Well, they have some pistols on horseback. No, I don't think this is going to have any effect. This isn't going to make things better for them. Oh, they got some great swords. Alright, let's step back to here and make sure this gets finished. Actually, what we should do is just have our dudes form up. So let's call back all of the melee. Just, yeah, get over here. Get over hereabouts. Call you back to here. Yep, just start raining death on them. And I'm assuming that, yeah, there's no enemy units left nearby. This is their captain, right? He's all up in my ranged units, because I'm not paying attention to them, because it doesn't matter. What did I tell the... Okay. I'm going to have the ranged units line up in front of the melee. And then the melee can, you know, run through them as the enemy gets closer. Stay on him, and you stay on him. Okay. Oh, and Gelt. Gelt should get over here. He's going to need to bolster his men. I can't believe how well this guy's doing against these greatswords. Oof. Look at how much bigger he is than they are. This dude's 15 feet tall. Well, I think they're getting him. His morale is fading. He's definitely outnumbered. Oh boy. Yeah, so their pistols are in. I guess, let's try to... We can hit them... We can hit these guys with the crossbows for now. And our own outriders. Yeah, this incoming force is small enough. We can afford to split some melee off to chase their archers away. Oof. Wow, a lot of those shots are really going significantly over their heads. They're reacting poorly to being shot at, but... Alright, let's drop some more Golden Hounds right in front of these dudes. Wherever these dudes are going, they're not getting there. And it looks like they have decided not to engage with our main force, which I suppose makes sense. I wouldn't engage with my main force either. Alright, well, chase them. We're gonna be doing this a lot. This is like the heart of the Empire game is let's chase these secessionists. Commit. Okay. Their lord is in full retreat. We can change things up here with the cannon. We don't really have a lot of... Yeah, okay. I guess we'll just shoot at these archers. Never mind. Never mind melee on the archers. Let's have the melee try to engage the melee. And we'll just shoot the archers with a cannon. With a mortar. Yeah, okay. I think it's going to be very difficult for them to do any meaningful damage to us here. yeah, something tells me they're going to lose. Go get him, Gelt. Tell you what, if you can get in there, he's yours. Try to disengage my ranged troops so they can get behind these guys and start. This is probably going to be pretty bad for their morale. Are you going to... Hey guys, you going to do the thing There we go. Yeah, the little white bar is falling rapidly. Hey, Gelt actually made it in there. Get him! I think Gelt and their lord are both doing these big knockback attacks, and I think mostly my dudes are eating it. Okay, that other enemy lord was finally captured by my greatswords. The Outriders have no problem firing through my own men into those guys. And this is the thing we're going to be doing a lot as Empire, I think, is sort of pinning a bunch of dudes in place and then shooting them from the back. It's the heart of our strategy. Man, maybe Gelt's actually a good melee combatant, although, you know, I don't think that their lord is focusing on him at all. That guy's not going to get away. Okay, that was remarkably easy. I guess maybe they figured that Empire is the first force that a lot of people will play. Because I think that's common with people who are like new to a fantasy setting type thing. They play as like the humans. And so that was sort of like a tutorial. Like, here's how the battle system works. Well, I don't think we should pardon the captives. Taking them on doesn't really replenish our forces by very much. Let's just get the leadership bonus. We're going to be fighting a lot of enemies. Could use some extra leadership. Okay, and another Regiment of Renown unlocked.
Do not waste my potential.
Well, we should probably put him on a horse, huh? You can do one-man cavalry charges. So let's excuse a couple of these dudes. I'm gonna combine these two, fire the smaller unit, and then we're gonna do the same thing here. Let's combine all these units, and we'll get our 2 regiments of renown in here. So the Sons of Sigmar differ from normal swordsmen in that they are unbreakable. They cannot be forced to flee. And they have some slightly improved stats. If we mouse over them, you see much better leadership, although they're unbreakable, so whatever. And also some general fighting stats. And these guys... These guys are only very slightly better than normal Free Company militia, but they do have, first of all, armor-piercing missiles, which is a big deal. And secondly, they can, they are hidden as long as they're not right on top of an enemy force, basically. Alright, so what can a battle wizard do for us? Assault unit, assassinate, magical interference, damage building, cleanse corruption. Okay. In addition, of course, to being a wizard. What kind of wizard is this? I think this is the lore of trees. There's a very wood elfy sort of thing here. And he is intelligent. Okay, makes it more likely that the army he's in will not get ambushed. That actually might be a really good thing to get into into Gelt's army. I don't know. I think things are going okay so far. Let's see what the orcs do when we don't fall for their ambush. Alright, they just... Well, I thought they were just going to come and get it. But what they decided to do was lay a much closer ambush. Alright, Marienburg has asked us to defeat Bretonnia for them. Ooh, that's actually bad. If Bretonnia is trying to take over Marienburg for the same reason I am, that could be a real issue. I'd like to not be at war with the Bretonnians, but I think we need Marienburg. Now, what has he got here? I mean, it's a lot of orcs, right? Orcs are not exactly the most impressive enemies.
I am the Supreme Patriarch.
Why don't we fire a unit of swords?
You summon me.
Get our new wizard
I
in here.
call thee relics of power.
It's going to be multiple turns to replace these spearmen. We could actually just combine these units, fire the more damaged one, and then hire a new unit. I guess we're waiting on our great swords anyway, and we cannot replace these yet. Alright, do I want to upgrade my outlying settlements? Now that Altdorf is level 3, we have a little bit more room to build. Or do I want to try to save up population to keep improving Altdorf? I think I want to save up population to improve Altdorf. Do we get much of a growth bonus from doing this? 10? No, let's wait, because the benefit of upgrading Altdorf seems to be so huge. Alright, right now we would get the bonus from the city if he attacked. We'd get the garrison from the city as reinforcements if he attacked us. Maybe that's good enough. Actually, let's do this. We can get replenishment a little bit faster in the city. I would really like to have those great swords available for the fight. I'm curious what he will do if we do not fall for his ambush. Will he attack us in Helmgart? No, he'll run past and like go marauding. Of course, that makes sense. That's what I would do as well. Shoot. Well, I guess we're going to be fighting him in an open field. Yeah, finish uniting Reichland already. Listen, we'll get to it. He's going to sack Grunberg if we don't do something. He's in full march. I don't think we can get around him, no. So actually, he's going to sack Grunberg, and there's nothing we can do about it, is the way that this has turned out. He'd have a hard time taking Altdorf. It has walls and a huge army. Maybe we take this opportunity to go get Eilhart?
Absolutely not.
Because if we can't stop him from taking Grunberg, like, what the hell, right?
Let us begin.
Let's go crush these dudes.
I am the Supreme Patriarch.
Let's get ourselves down to one enemy at a time. Alright, sadly, our spears perished.
As you say, sir.
Oh, okay. Bonus versus large. I don't know how he got that from attacking Eilhart, but I'll take it. So we've secured the province, and we have destroyed the secessionists. Here's the thing I was thinking about that. Wow. We got a lot of stuff. The thing I was thinking is, if we pursue the orcs, we're just going to end up leaving Helmgart open to the secessionists, and then we're going to be playing this game running back and forth between our two enemies. Let's just crush one of them completely and figure out the orcs afterward.
The Empire.
So, I do want to start in on the... Oh, this line's not available till level 12. Never mind. We could upgrade our horse to a Barded Horse. It gains us 30 armor, but loses us some speed. It changes my damage? If we're going to try to use Gelt in actual melee combat at all, the extra armor would be really nice. And not that I want to like put him in melee and stick him there, but you know. This way he can at least like safely charge in and out and stuff. Eilhart also had a training field, not necessary. Well, we're going to have to figure out what to do about this. Oh, sure, a commandment. I mean, it's going to break right away. So our commandments are minus recruitment cost, plus recruitment capacity, plus growth and trade, 5% tax rate. Interesting. Lowers enemy hero success chance in a lot. Or a big party. Everybody party. Well, plus 4 public order is probably not going to matter. I'm going to take 20 growth. But I think it won't do anything because I think we're about to lose control of the province.
I am ready. Are you?
We should definitely hire guys. So what's up with these dudes? They have frenzy and they are unbreakable. Frenzy makes you do where is it? Here we go. Frenzy makes you do extra damage and be better at fighting in general if your leadership is high. These guys are unbreakable, but their morale still matters because they lose frenzy when they drop a certain amount. They also have the strength of the penitent. Okay, so they have some defense and physical resistance. So their melee attack is lower than a swordsman, and their melee defense is lower than a swordsman, but they have more weapon strength, and the bonus stats from Frenzy are not included in their unit card, as far as I'm aware. So they seem fine. They have no armor. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I think these guys are actually better than just swords. We're not fighting a lot of large. Why don't we just fill the empty slot with swords? Oh, we do have access to halberds now too. We'll just fill the extra slot with swords. So I assume they're going to go to Grunberg and burn it. They could turn and go to Altdorf, but that I think they'd be stuck sieging Altdorf for long enough for our army to show up. They'll go to Grunberg. Yeah. And obviously we can't defend against this, so we have to let it fall. But we'll sweep in behind them. Oh, they just sacked it and left it intact.
Your prestige grows, my lord.
Oh, hey, yeah. Money, wow.
News of your conquests spreads far and wide. Your developing power is noted by even the most distant of kings.
Alright, so we're gonna keep getting this chapter objectives. Just continue occupying, losing, raiding, or raising or sacking. Just, you know, keep playing the game. With almost 12,000 gold in the bank and a 20 stack of enemies bearing down on us, maybe this is time to hire a second army. Let's see here. We should definitely build something in Eilhart. Just build another growth building. Yeah, money is not currently our problem. Currently our problem is that we don't have enough people to upgrade Altdorf every turn.
Yes.
Yeah, let's bring on a second lord. So we'll recruit him at Altdorf. I guess actually maybe I don't get to choose where he gets recruited. +1 public order in the local province, plus campaign line of sight. And actually there are a couple of reasons we need to recruit a new lord. Number one, of course, is these orcs. But number two is that we're going to have a rebellion soon. And if we have an army out in the capital, the rebellions generally spawn close to the capital of the province if you own the capital. If we have an army sitting here, they can just put the rebellion down real fast, and then we can figure stuff out from there. So we can get a normal Empire Lord with Phlegmatic, or we can get an Archlector. This one's not such a good fighter, but his whole army gets a buff. Yeah, you know what? Let's try this.
Archlector.
So what's the story with an Archlector? Okay, yeah, so battle prayers. This is what I was talking about. Abilities that don't cost anything. You just get to do them over and over again in combat. At level 15, he learns a damage spell. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's start recruiting
Of the weak.
some normal dudes.
Honored to serve.
Arrows are way more effective against orcs than they are against humans. Orcs often don't have a lot of armor on, and more importantly, orcs have serious leadership problems, and ranged fire scatters their troops very quickly. They hate being shot at. I mean, I guess everybody hates being shot at.
Who calls?
Alright, so let's move forward. It's going to be a turn or two before we're back up to full strength, so I'm not, like, super eager to get over here. He's not going to be able to attack Altdorf in any case. Alright, and I think this may be where we call it for today. We've had a very productive first session here. We are unfortunately about to start hemorrhaging money as we build up this army, but we have enough of a cushion that we should be fine for a few turns while we get stuff figured out. And then we have to turn our eyes on Marienburg, and I'll be real happy that we have a second army when that happens. Oh hey, before we quit, actually, new guy. Welcome to political office. And actually, Gelt is now level 6, and so he can be assigned to a higher office. Just like in real life, political offices have a level that you have to have to occupy them. So, public order +3 in local province. We'll probably want to have an Archlector, but I don't know that we need one right this second. We can make somebody the Emperor's Eye. Okay, having somebody in this office is pretty valuable once we have heroes running around and doing stuff. But for now, I think we're fine where we are.
I am the supreme
Alright, yeah. That's going to be it for today. Come back next time to see if we can finally secure Reichland against those who would see it burned. And then go out and start burning stuff ourselves. And we'll see you then.